This video is sponsored by Dex. Anytype was one of my most anticipated apps of this year. I found it about a year ago when it was still in early stages, but I never got around to trying it out until now. I think it was worth the wait because it's incredibly polished and such a joy to use. If I were to describe it in a sentence, it's like a baby between Amplenote and Notion. It's got the elegance and the simplicity of Amplenote with the power and flexibility of Notion. So one of the best things about Anytype is that it's local first, meaning all of your notes are stored locally on your computer, just like in note apps like Obsidian and Logseek. This is great for privacy and security as well as speed. Since everything is local, it's super quick to open your notes and write something down. But of course, that's not the only thing it's good at. Anytype is probably one of the best designed apps I've ever used. It's similar to that of Craft, which arguably has the most beautiful UI out of all note apps. But I also see a bit of resemblance to Apple Notes or iOS in general. For instance, there's this sidebar you can customize. I get into this later, but when you edit it, they jiggle like on iOS. And also this yellow handle you use for editing blocks is the same as that of Apple Notes. So they clearly got some inspirations from Apple, which I think is great. Anyway, let's actually see what you can do with this app. Alright, unlike typical note apps, Anytype uses slightly different terms to describe different things. For example, in other note apps, you say create a new page or note, but in Anytype, you say create a new object. But objects can be different things. It can be a task, a memo, a person, or a place, or a project. If you don't see what you're looking for, you can add more from the library, including things like book, idea, and weekly plan. So say you just met a new person at an event, you can create a new object and choose human. Then a new page is created with fields where you can write down all the details about this person, such as birthday and hobbies. You can also add his photo to it, but like in Notion, you can add as many fields as you want. Fields are called relations in Anytype. So to add a new one, use /command menu and choose new relation. Here you can see all the fields you ever created, so you can reuse them or add new ones if you don't see what you're looking for. It looks familiar if you used Notion before. You just need to name the new field, then select what it is, like a text, number, or tag. These relations will later be very useful when you want to organize all the information you gathered. So let's say you started taking a kickboxing class and you want to get to know others who are also into kickboxing. Here you can create a new query, which is called a set in Anytype to make a list of people who like kickboxing. Since you want to create a list of people, select human from the type list. Now we have a list of all the people in the app. Now let's see who's into kickboxing by using the hobby relation. This will filter the list to only show those people who like kickboxing. And you can even add other fields like their contact number to make it easier to get in touch with them. If you don't like this list view, you can add a new view like Kanban and gallery like in Notion, which are also very useful. As you can see, this is not just a note-taking app, but can be a whole system to organize your life and business. It can be for managing your notes, ideas, and tasks, bookmarks, or your social network, although it takes lots of time to learn how to use it. Honestly, when it comes to managing your relationships and contacts, a much easier way is to use a dedicated tool like Dex, which I have been using for months now. I love it because it makes it so easy to stay in touch with your friends, as well as connecting with new people. In Dex, you have a unified list of all the people you know across all the social networks like LinkedIn, Twitter, and Facebook, as well as the people you met in real life. And you can see all the things about them in one place, like where they work, email, mobile number, and what you talked about before. But my favorite thing is that you can set a reminder to get in touch with them regularly so you don't forget. It's a small thing, but it makes a big difference. Getting in touch is easy. You can just click on one of the platforms to send a message. If you're not sure what to say, AI can help you come up with a conversation starter. And when it comes to connecting with new people, you can directly import the information into your Dex with just a few clicks. And then you can add a note or a reminder so you remember to send a message to them. This works on any social network websites like Twitter and Instagram. It works great especially on LinkedIn because Dex has AI features that let you automatically write a reply or message with one click. This helps you reach out to more people in less time. All the contacts you saved will be in your Dex dashboard, among all the other contacts you imported from Facebook, Gmail, and different places. This is a unified list that you can always refer to, which means you no longer have to switch between apps to find the people you want to reach out to. If you're interested in Dex, you can check it out from the link in the description or scan the QR code on the screen to download it right now. Thanks. Alright, let's get back to Anytype. There are a few more things I want to show you. One is the sidebar. This is genius. So you have buttons for quick access to your home, which is your dashboard, and your favorite pages. This is pretty standard, but you can add more things which are called widgets in Anytype. For instance, there's this little widget that shows all the tasks you have, and you can even filter using relations to show tasks that are assigned to you or ones with high priority. And then there's another one for your notes. Again, you can filter them for anything using relations. So if you want to see all the notes you made yesterday, you can do that. If you want to see your ideas or thought, you can filter them using the tag relation. You can create new widgets like this easily. It's great to be able to see important information at a glance from anywhere on the app. Oh, and another thing you love if you're a Notion user, you can create different types of blocks using the / command menu, like a highlighted block, callout, and list. They will come in handy to create a nice looking document. And also there are tables and inline collections and sets, just like in Notion. Also, being able to upload things like a video, a PDF, and audio file is great too. This way you don't need to switch between apps like Google Docs, Dropbox, and YouTube when you want to share things. You can just do it all right here. And finally, something lots of people will love is the graph view. It's another trend in the modern note-taking apps. You can see how each object is connected in a nice visual way. I guess it's pretty satisfying to see how your notes and the things will get linked together and the whole graph expands. But something I haven't seen before is this flow. It's a cool way to visualize the incoming and outgoing links of an object. So if another object mentions this object, it will be shown in the left column, whereas the object mentioned within this object will be shown in the right column. It's a pretty nice way of visualizing the relations between them. There are lots of great things about this app. It's full of incredible features and it's fast and free at the moment. Plus, it's available on almost every platform like iOS, Android, Windows, and Mac. Mobile apps are pretty fast too. So it looks like one of the best knowledge management apps in the market already. If you love Notion or if you're using Notion with different note apps like Obsidian and Logseek, this might be great because it's like a combination of them all. Now you can just use one app instead of 3 or 4. But for me, this is a little bit too much. I don't need this much customization and complexity. I don't want to spend hours trying to build a perfect system inside an app. I'd rather spend time doing the work that actually matters. Also, it takes lots of time to learn all the features and terms. It took me hours going through their tutorials and figuring out how things work. It's just a lot. I said the same thing when I reviewed Tana. They are great tools, but too much for me. I'd rather spend the time doing something else. That's why I prefer simpler apps like Amplenote and Napkin. They are ready to use right out of the box, and you can get to work instantly. Anyway, don't let this stop you from checking it out. It's honestly one of the best apps I've tried this year. But if you're interested in my favorite apps, check this video out. Alright, thank you so much for watching, everyone, and I will see you in the next one. Bye!